I just think it's really important to stop and take stock. And I'd really encourage you, if you set some new habits today, if you set goals, if you now are checking in saying, hey, yeah, I'm on track or I'm not quite on track, either way, do a check in weekly. And just, it can be as simple as thumbs up, I'm on track, thumbs down, I'm not. Introducing The Vixen Voice, a podcast for ambitious women entrepreneurs ready to move into their feminine essence, live their truth, and unlock their full potential. I'm your host, April Roberts, and each week I'll be interviewing inspiring women who decided to take a leap of faith to pursue their dream. Women who believe that they were born for something bigger. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Vixen Voice. I am so thrilled to be here with you today and chatting with you. We're coming into this episode middle of the year, and I always think it's a great time to revisit your goals. If you don't have any goals, great time to set them. And if you do have goals for the year, we're almost going into halftime. So what is that little pep talk we need to give ourselves to come out in the second half of the game and really live life the way we want? Hit our goals, enjoy every day, feel engaged, feel joyful, and feel confident in the choices we've made and the actions we take. So I think it's always great this time of year to, again, revisit our goals and kind of where we're at and where we're going. So today I thought I would kind of walk you through a refocus coaching session. So I'm super excited to do this. It's really important to know where we're going in order to get there. And, so today what we're going to do is figure out what you're focused on, what level of agency or control you feel right now about your life, because sometimes we're unhappy because we feel things are out of our control, right? And also any habits you have that are already supporting you, and maybe some habits that are distracting you from your goals. So we're going to kind of dig in today. My first question for you is, what areas of your life would you say need more focus from you right now? So maybe you're knocking it out of the park in certain areas, but there's other areas that you have that twinge of guilt all the time because you're not paying attention, you're not keeping your promises to yourself, you're not doing what you want to be doing in that area. And so I will share with you an area of my life that needs focus right now is fitness. You've heard this before. I'm not sure what the struggle is for me and what my resistance is to it. I'm eating clean. I'm doing everything else healthy. I am not moving my body enough. And part of that is the season of work I'm in. I'm about to wrap up a very focused, very intense season where we're launching a lot of new things. And then my primary focus will flip to fitness. But in the meantime, how can I get refocused on it? What can I do? Maybe to make fitness easy, maybe lower my goals so I do something every day. I'll tell you what I did today. Yesterday, I joined my friend Jamie Duggan's Fit in 15. It's awesome. I paid like literally nothing for this program. I mean, I'm telling Jamie she should raise her prices. So if you're listening, go get it now before I talk her into raising that price. So maybe it was $49. And of course, it's because Jamie's very passionate about helping us women when we're, in our 40s and 50s, really getting refocused on our fitness. So anyway, Fit in 15, super cool. I did my first workout yesterday, so I should say I'm proud of myself, but it was a 15-minute workout, totally focused on women. And what I loved was I felt my hips open up and relax with the exercises. I've hired plenty of trainers, so I know when exercises are good for us as women and when they're not so good. And I'm usually pretty vocal to my trainers about that. So I was very happy with these exercises. And as you know, I've been struggling to get back into fitness, so I was very proud and excited that I could complete the 15-minute of exercise. So that's something easy I'm doing now until the season passes, which will be about 15 days. And then I will have built the habit of fitness and I will take it up a notch to the next level. So, what's an area of your life that you would like to focus on more? And then, what are your three biggest goals in your personal life over these next 3 months? So, if we're just thinking in 90 days, what are your three biggest goals in your personal life? So, pause this if you need to. If you don't have them set, take time to set them. And then, when you have your three biggest goals, why are each important to you? So the why is so important because we will not carry through with the what if we don't understand the why. And then my next question for you is, what are your three biggest goals in your professional life over the next 3 months? Again, we're just talking 3 months or 90 days, right? What are your three biggest goals in your professional life over the next 3 months? Again, hit pause, take your time, go make sure you have your three professional goals down. And then again, I want you to write why are each important to you. Take time to do that because it's really going to, well, it'll do one of two things. When you write the why, in my experience, either it's going to solidify that goal and then you are going to own that goal and complete it, or you're going to realize that it's not really a goal you should be setting and maybe something else is more important to you right now. Maybe it's something you feel you should be doing, but in reality, if you're honest with yourself, it's not that important to you at this point in time. In which case, let's find a goal that is important to you and write that why down. And then I love this question because sometimes we're so focused on our goals and what we want to do or what we need to do, however you want to frame that. I like your goals to be what you want to do. You have a much higher likelihood of achieving them when it falls into that category. But my next question for you is, are there any areas of your life where you feel your focus is being stolen away by distraction or competing interest? So again, is there anything in your life distracting you from focus on your goals, your priorities, and what's important to you? Now, distraction comes in many forms. It could be that maybe one of your parents is battling health. And so that's kind of part of the season of your life, right? It's very distracting. You're dealing with the emotional turmoil of that, perhaps supporting them. And, that's like a lengthy thing, but part of this part of your life. It could be a simple everyday distraction like scrolling too much on social media, watching too much TV, having conversations you shouldn't be having. So distraction comes in many forms. Some of it is unavoidable, some of it is avoidable. But the key is to be real with yourself. Really think, what is stealing away your focus? And write that down so that you're aware of it. And then you just treat it like a problem to be solved. So the next check-in question is, what areas of your life do you feel that you have a really good handle on right now? Like, where do you feel you have a really good handle? Where are you thriving in life? So for me, I'm very happy where our business is. We have worked hard to relaunch, simplify things, make it a better experience for our clients. And all of that is coming to fruition in the next 15 days. So I feel like I have a really good handle. I feel great. I love everyone I'm working with. It just like everything feels right. And, it took hard work to get there, but that's exciting. And we're starting to see the increase in our business from those efforts. So I'm very excited about that. One other thing I feel I'm handling well right now is I've had a lot of visitors. I live in Nashville, which is like the conference capital of the world. So last week I had two very good friends in town for a conference and some other people that I knew. This week I had a client in town for an event who I wanted to see, and my parents are coming tonight. So I feel I'm doing very well getting my work done, staying focused so that I can be completely present and free with the people I care about for the short window of time that I get to spend with them while they're in Nashville. So I feel those are two things I have a really good handle on right now. I also feel like I have a very good handle on a clean diet, using clean products, etc. Like that part of my health journey, I think I'm doing very well now. So again, as you know, I hope you're watching this on YouTube because it's fun when it's solo episodes because then it feels like I'm coaching you directly. So I'd highly recommend go find this on YouTube. But of course, if you're on Apple or Spotify or listening to this anywhere else, that's great as well. But if you're on YouTube, go right now and drop in the comments, brag to me. Let me know what you have a really good handle on right now. And if you're open and vulnerable, by the way, which is key to growth and moving forward into our best self, drop what you're struggling with. Drop what's distracting you. Just kind of share. It really helps you to share because you speak your truth, number one. And number two, it might help someone else feeling the same way to know they're not alone or they might be inspired by what you write. So I always encourage you, please, if you're on YouTube, you can drop it in comments. You can DM us. You know, when this little snippet comes out on social media, comment there. But I'd love to hear from you. And you can always email us team@vixengathering.com. So again, just drop things, ahas you have, and you can usually find a link to schedule a 15-minute call with me. So I'd love to hear from you there as well. I love my 15-minute coffee chats. So we're talking about what we have a really good handle on right now. We're patting ourselves on the back. That feels great. Next question is, are there any areas of your life that have needed improving, but you've been avoiding improving them? Okay, here's mine, fitness. How many times you're tired of me talking about it, right? I'm avoiding it. So, yeah, that doesn't feel good. I'm not feeling good right now. So hopefully it doesn't feel good enough now that I'm actually going to be consistent and move forward and carve out time, even if I don't have time for something else. So are there any areas of your life that you think need improving, but you've been avoiding improving them? So is it just a time issue? Is there something else? Really dig in and try to figure out why you're avoiding that area. My next question is, are there any areas of your life that you feel are out of control right now? So maybe where you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on. This is confusing. For me, that's interesting. I feel pretty good right now, but if you listen to all my episodes, you know I shared that there was a period of 3 or 4 weeks in February where I definitely felt that. And what helped me was to get back to my meditation and prayer. In fact, I did a 16-day challenge where I led meditation and prayer, and it was complimentary. People could join. If you'd love for me to do that again, let us know. Because it was really beautiful, and that really helped me get back on track, get disciplined in that practice, share that practice with others because I really love sharing things, and then everything felt in control again. It's kind of weird how those things happen, right? So maybe for you, it's that exercising every day helps you to feel in control, or having strong communication with your partner or family. So just kind of maybe think where something feels out of control, and then spend some time reflecting on actions you can take to alleviate that situation. And then next, we're going to talk about habits. I'm a huge proponent of habits. I have not always been this way. I always had habits. I didn't realize it because I would have told you I was not a fan of habits. I was not a fan of discipline. I've always kind of had like an artist, like freedom loving heart. But I didn't realize I had formed habits and discipline so that I could have my freedom. So you've probably heard me talk about that before, but I'm a huge fan of habits because here's an example. Right now, what we're building out is like an evergreen funnel to help women join our 3-day challenge, which might be being turned into a webinar, but I go live and plenty of women get benefit just from attending that. And some of you decide to continue with me after that into a coaching program. And that's the purpose of that event. As you know, we have a goal to impact 1 million women's lives. So again, we impact some women and they get what they need, and then they keep listening to podcasts or free coaching. Other women want to take it up a level and they join our coaching programs. So anyway, as we were building out this funnel, the system, building out ads, just kind of the course to introduce women to our program, I started daily habits of directly reaching out to prospective clients, checking in with clients, checking in with other women I know, just women like centers of influence, just people I like and I enjoy being with. And so I have like set tabs on my calendar I do every day. I have numbers, and it's really just to remind me to do things I enjoy, which is connecting with the amazing women I've met. So here's what's interesting. I was doing that every day. I love it. The week of my birthday, I slacked, right? I'm going to be honest. On my birthday, I didn't feel like doing a whole lot. I was in a hotel. I watched TV most of the day from bed. It was freaking amazing. I loved it. And then I went out to dinner and dancing with my friends. So it was an absolute, I just like to do what I want on my birthday. And for whatever reason, that's what I wanted to do this year. So even though I was somewhere really cool, I gave myself permission to stay in bed and enjoy. And then I went to the beach for a couple of days. I took, targeted vacation. So I did not do my daily habits that week. And guess what? My calendar was not full the next week. I didn't have many networking calls. I didn't have many prospective client calls. So there's a direct correlation to my daily actions and my daily habits on my business. And of course, as soon as I started again, the calendar got full again. So I really want you to think through any daily or weekly habits that you feel are moving you toward a better life. So these are habits you already have, like I love to sleep 7 or 8 hours a night. That's a good habit I already have. So what is a daily or weekly habit that you're currently doing that's moving you toward that better life, your ideal life that you want and that you deserve? And take some time and write them down. And this is key because often we get distracted and we quit doing what works, right? So as I shared with you, I love connecting with other women. When we have all of our new marketing locked and loaded, I probably wouldn't have to do this connection every day for the business, but I enjoy it. I'm going to continue doing it. It's now a habit for me, and it brings me lots of joy and it benefits my business. That's what I call a win-win. So what are your daily or weekly habits that are moving you toward your goals and your dream life? Check them and make sure you sustain them. And if there's a season of your life where you have to change them, decide if you're going to restart after that season and commit to it. Because a lot of times we quit doing what works, right? And we quit doing what we enjoy, maybe for distraction, maybe because we get busy with other things, something comes up. So really guard and protect those good habits you have. Next question is, are there any habits that you always wanted to start or restart? So what's a habit you want to start or restart? And again, you can make a full list. Maybe you have 10 and you highlight the one that you want to start first. And then when that becomes a habit, you go to number 2 and then you go to number 3. Maybe there's just one thing sticking out in your mind. But really think, what's a habit I could start or restart? And again, remember small steps, right? I interviewed Dana Skaggs a couple of weeks ago. You heard that episode. And I loved how she said, start with small no's on your journey to setting boundaries. Like as someone says, hey, do you want to go to a Chinese restaurant and you want Italian that night? Don't say, okay, fine, and go to the Chinese restaurant. Vocalize, well, no, I can't go tonight, and I've really been wanting to check out that Italian restaurant down the road with someone you're comfortable with. So that's an easy way to start the habit of saying no when you don't want to do something, right? So that can be a habit. I mean, it's not a habit, but I've really for years wanted to start painting again. So when I get out of this busy season, I'm probably going to designate part of my week to painting. I love color. I love art, as you see behind me in everything I do, and it just brings me a lot of joy. So that's a habit that I'd like to restart to bring myself joy. So really, there's no rules, just as there's something that you've always wanted to start or restart. And then because we're talking about goals and moving forward and having control of our life with a designated action forward, right? I love this question. So if you are going to be 10 times more successful next year than you were this year, hey, let's talk about the second half of the year. If we are going to be 10 times more successful than we were at the beginning of the year, what habits would you need to start implementing now? So I really want you to think, if you're going to become 10 times more successful, what habits should you start now? And again, think of 1 to 3 habits and just start them. And start living your life like you're already 10 times more successful and watch how quickly it comes. So I hope you enjoyed today. I just thought it was a good time to check in. You might take one idea away from today. You might love all these ideas and go implement them immediately. Whatever works for you, I just think it's really important to stop and take stock. And I'd really encourage you, if you set some new habits today, if you set goals, if you now are checking in saying, hey, yeah, I'm on track or I'm not quite on track, either way, do a check-in weekly. And just, it can be as simple as thumbs up, I'm on track, thumbs down, I'm not. If it's a thumbs down, figure out why you're not on track and how you can get back. I love this idea of habits. What are small daily actions I can do that get me back on track to my goal, that get me to my goal, that get me going, right? It can be that simple. If you're a spreadsheet person, you might keep a habit tracker. There's so many ways to do this, but just do yourself a favor and check in each week to make sure you're having forward motion toward the things that you want, your ideal life, and your goals. So thanks for joining me. Again, I'd always love to hear from you. What did you love about today's episode? What was your big aha? And if you implemented it, how is that going to change your life? Have a great day. And as I always say, the world needs more love. And guess what? Putting positive habits in place for yourself is an amazing way to show yourself tremendous love. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit subscribe so future episodes are automatically downloaded directly to your device. And if you want access to today's show notes, including links to all the resources we mentioned, visit vixengathering.com/podcast. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of The Vixen Voice.